we called you an Olympian in the past. We've called you the Flying Squirrel. What should we be calling you now?
Just Ellis, honestly. Yeah, just Ellis. You know, so my mom named me, so.
But you don't look at what you've done is quite an accomplishment by coming back.
Yeah, considering I retired the last trials, losing to him, it's quite an accomplishment. Like I said, nothing short of a miracle if you believe in him, but if you don't, then you know the truth, Jesus Christ. So it's a blessing, and I'm just grateful to be here. Honestly, I thought I was done. It hurts every single day I wake up. I'm in pain. I told Coach I'm gonna get this last one to grind and work as hard as I can and try to quit drinking, quit doing everything, try to make this team. And then now, you know, it's qualifying a weight. I made a team. I just got qualified a weight, but I put everything into it. I kept my faith strong. My family, my kids, my wife, my mom. Just a lot of support from my coaches, the world-class athlete program, the Army. They provide me with a lot and give me a lot of resources to be able to take care of myself and take care of my body, because I've been doing a lot of rehab and struggling with a lot of injuries. And even today, 32 years old. The last time I made a team, I was 20 years old. So 12 years ago, you know, over a decade ago, and I'm still here, you know, breathing and working hard. So grateful.
What brought you back?
Honestly, I didn't have a choice initially. I put my shoes on the mat, and I'm in the Army. You got a contract. You can't just leave when you decide you want to leave. It didn't work that way. So I was like, all right, man. Let me lace those boots back up, put my ruck back on, and get the ruck. But I got suspended by USADA in the midst of that. 2-year suspension, and I was already off the mat for a year because my coaches were going to let me heal up. But I was prescribed concussion medication, taking concussion medication through the Army. They tried to suspend me for 4 years. I fought. They ended up getting 2 years because I wasn't completely at fault. And then after the 2 years, USADA, that's who pushed me. I was okay with walking away and being done when the time was up, but USADA just, you know, making me look like a bad athlete, unclean athlete, and it was more me battling injuries than anything, and I felt like I had something to prove to them, and I just wanted to be able to get a win, and earn a platform to throw it in USADA's face, actually.
You were talking about how young you were when you did all that stuff. Were you too young to handle all the publicity that you were getting then, and did that lead to that?
I wasn't mature enough, for sure. You learn a lot through experience, and good and bad experiences, you know. I don't regret any decision I ever made in life because it helped shape me become the person that I am today. And I've grown from it. I've either learned from it or earned from it, and teaches me to be a better person, or I know what to teach the next guy, you know, or my children, for example. So I don't regret any decisions. I'm glad I matured, and I'm glad I've grown, and I hope to keep growing, continue growing.
How would you stay sharp for competition in those 2 years that you had to deal with?
I look sharp. That's a compliment. I didn't even know I looked sharp.
You won.
I thought, yeah, it was rough. But honestly, you look at it, I'm wrestling like the guys that I wrestled when I came back. These are my teammates. Sancho, I wrestled Sancho before I was at the last trials. We were training together. You know, these guys are in the room. So as soon as I come back, I get to put my hands on these guys. Xavier, you know, who I wrestled in semis, he's in the same room. Ildar and Dalton, those two guys in the finals, we're in the same room. Kamal Bay, the guy who won it at 77, we're in the same room. So those guys sharpen me. I'm the old guy on the team. They're the young guys. So I just want to be a role model to them. And sometimes they're role models to me. You know, they make me think back to my younger days and things that I was missing. But I'm just grateful to have those guys in the room with me.
Were you still allowed to train regularly during the?
No, not allowed to train at all. It was crazy because you can't be around any USA Wrestling sanctioned event, practices, nothing like that if it's through the USA Wrestling delegation. And my daughter wrestled. I can't even coach my daughter if it's at certain competitions and things like that. So yeah, it was tough, but I was willing to give that up, you know, give the wrestling part up just so I could be able to coach my daughter, you know what I mean? But no, my daughter wrestles, she loves it, she's doing well, she's a state champ.
Her first name?
Arielli, last name Coleman.
How do you spell it?
Arielli.
How old is she?
She is 8, she'll be 9 in August.
So how did you stay all the way to?
I'm in the Army. You still have to do PT in the military. So we still have to do things to stay in shape. I just can't be training with those guys, wrestling with those guys. I can stay in shape on my own. I mean, I'm already doing rehab all the time for I've had over 11 surgeries. So I'm always rehabilitating anything because everything hurts when I wake up. But in the midst of doing rehab, I'm also trying to keep my cardio up and lift when I can.
You and Kamal got some nice history going back to Illinois.
Yes, me and Kamal went to the same high school, so I used to go in after I graduated, and I used to beat up on Kamal when he was just a high schooler, and we got to mess around. We've been messing around our whole entire lives, man. And I'm grateful to have my brother on my team, and like we both just did this today together, two guys from the same high school. It's kind of crazy, it's a blessing.
Can you talk about that impact that Oak Park coaches had on you, because it was a special program at the time?
Oh, Oak Park was amazing. Coach Powell, he pretty much helped me and my brother, all the other athletes that come in. He helped us with everything. Like, he taught us everything. He taught us what it meant to be a man. He told us everything is about the journey. It doesn't get bigger than a journey. And be grateful for everything. I won my first Olympic trials. Coach Powell was there, and I broke down crying after weigh-ins. He walked up and he said, just be grateful that you're here, and every time you get on the mat, say I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here, and they're gonna love me no matter what, whether I win or lose. So he means a lot, and he's done a lot for me. And still to this day, I call him. He helps me out, gives me advice about things, and I would never, ever, ever hesitate to call him for anything.
You said you set out a year after the Tokyo Olympic trials to heal. Was that for concussions?
That was, yes, concussions, and I had when I just came back in 2020. I was number one. Sancho ended up qualifying away because I couldn't wrestle, and I tore my tricep off the bone and had to get it reconstructed. But in the midst of that, it was a bunch of bumps and bruises, but mainly concussions. I was in a hyperbaric chamber that they have on Fort Carson, and trying to battle with rehab for my mind, for my head, and my sleep, and everything like that.
Well, can you say 11 surgeries? Can you say where they all were?
For sure. Ankle surgery. This knee, I had surgery about 3 times. This knee, I had surgery about 3 or 4 times. Tore my tricep, broke my elbow. My jaw, I have a plate in my jaw, broke my jaw. So
why do this?
because I love doing it. I'm from Chicago. This got me out the neighborhood. My mom tried to keep us off the streets because I have my family's big. Like my dad was in a gang, and I grew up around that. Everybody in my family, they're in gangs, and a lot of my brothers that stayed home, that didn't wrestle, they're in and out of jail. And wrestling's what kept me and my oldest brother off the streets, and this is why it's taken me so far. I've been able to travel the world. I've been initially started to travel state to state, just domestically, just getting out of Illinois and seeing different things, and it's just changed my perception of life and how I view everything. And I don't know if I can just let it go like that, because it's done so much for me and it means so much to me.
What do you remember about being in London at the Olympics 12 years ago? What do you remember about that experience?
Woo! It was surreal. I can't even explain it. I got stage fright initially walking in, and as soon as you start competing, you walk out that tunnel and I see everybody, and I'm like, man, I'm in London competing at the Olympic Games, and my heart is going like 150 beats per minute, just pounding, and it was crazy. I was so young. I was 20 years old. I couldn't control it, manipulate the emotions and control anything that was going on. So it was tough for me to be able to just stay dialed in and not be so nervous. And then outside of that, just the village alone, seeing all these different athletes from different countries, all these different country delegations, going to the cafeteria, which is huge, eating free McDonald's all you can eat before weigh-ins and making my weigh-in suck. Just things that a young kid would do. And playing video games with people from other countries. It was awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.